welcome to the sixth episode of our 10-in-1 video series entitled 100 Commonly Misused Words Used in Wide, Neko, and Jam Lessons and Structure. This evening, we want to start talking about the sixth part of our video series. And for easy access, we have decided to split this episode into two parts, so that we shall be considering part 6A and part 6B. So, in the first part of this part 6, we shall be looking at words number 51 to 55. So that in the second part of the same episode, we'll be considering words number 56 to 60. And words number 55 to 51 to 56, we have words like it/it, that's the one without apostrophe and the one with apostrophe. Then we shall be looking at your and yours, you and I/you and me, then ours, okay, without apostrophe, and ours with apostrophe. And then we'll be looking at theirs, okay? Our next set of words include you and I/you and me. Now, these words are all pronouns, that is, talking about you, I, as well as me. And they are considerably easy to relate with, okay? But students need to be very careful with this word, that is you, because it can serve both as singular and as plural in expressions. And also, it can serve as subject and at the same time as object in expression. It doesn't change its form. But the pronoun I, okay, will appear as I as subject and as me as what? Object. And the combination we are looking at here, okay, borders on cases, that is, the rules that govern the use of personal pronouns in expression. Now, let's consider these sentences to illustrate how to use these pronouns in expressions. And like I said earlier on, this arrangement simply borders on the rules of personal pronouns, also known as cases. So, in the rules of cases, okay, whenever self is involved in an action, it must be expressed last. So, if you have you as well as I, okay, in an expression, then you must remember to take you first before you express I. So it is not the other way around. In other words, you cannot say I and you. Remember, we said you and I are words for the subject position, while you and me are for the object position. So with that in mind, let's now go through these expressions. The first one says, I and you will go there tomorrow. Wrong. It is wrong because of the arrangement, okay? I cannot come before you. But I is rightly taken in the subject position. And like I explained, you can generate a lot of conflicts because it is the same form that you will get as subject and object. So you just have to be very careful with that. But with the use of I, you can understand that this is expressing the subject, and the subject arrangement, okay, is in the form of you coming before I. So that is why this first expression is wrong. And then for the second one, you have you and I will go there tomorrow. This is correct because the arrangement is correct, okay? So you must come before I. So we say that whereas number one is what? Wrong. Number two is correct. Good. So we'll move on to the next expression, which says, the sun shines on me and you every day. Okay? This one is wrong as well because of the arrangement. Now, like we said in the course of explanation, okay, You and I must come before a verb. Now, the verb in this expression is shines, right? Even in the second or the next example, shines, you still have the word shines here, okay? And that's the verb in this expression. So, what we have is that the form of the arrangement, okay, is coming after the verb. So, since it's coming after the verb, then our emphasis is going to rest on what? The object case. All right, that is where the arrangement or the combination must come after a verb. Right, so if the arrangement is coming after a verb, then you are going to have me and not I. Okay, so if it's going to take that form, then it cannot come as me. In other words, me cannot come before you. Okay, so it is you that must come before me. That is why number 3 is wrong, whereas number 4 is correct. So the correct expressions read, once again, you and I will go there tomorrow, not I and you will go there tomorrow. And then for the second arrangement, that is for the object case, you can have something like, that's the correct format, you can have something like, the sun shines on you and me every day, not the sun shines on me and you. Okay, so if you reverse it, then you are going to get it wrong. But if you take self last, okay, then you will get it correctly. So let's look at the appearance of these pronouns in past questions. Jump 1978. Remember, this matter is strictly dash. A, between you and I. B, among you and me. C, among me and you. D, between you and me. E, between you and myself. All right, going by our explanation, okay, in this video, you can easily understand that the case we are considering here, is it subject or object? It is object case, because the verb here, the primary auxiliary verb, is still the verb in this expression. In other words, what we are considering is coming after a verb. So we cannot have anything like I, okay, standing after a verb. And that is the only option that has I. So the only option here that is correct in this expression is D, between you and me. Okay? Among cannot be used to describe two persons. Alright? Yes, because this expression only has two items in it, that is you and me. So among cannot be used. And since it is coming after a verb, then we're going to have the option that has me. Our next set of words include ours/ours, okay? That is the one spelled without an apostrophe and the one spelled with an apostrophe. So when you look at the two words very closely, you discover that they are relatively easy, okay, to relate with. Right, what is the meaning of ours? That is the one spelled without an apostrophe. It is used with a noun, okay, to show possession, like we demonstrated in the course of our explanation on you and yours. We said that when you eliminate a pronomina and a noun, that is when a pronomina and a noun are used together, okay, in an expression, when you eliminate that phrase, that is the pronomina and the noun, then you are going to introduce a possessive pronoun. Alright, and this possessive pronoun is used with we, that is first person personal pronoun plural. Now, when you look at our personal pronouns again, I, we, you, they, he, she, and it, okay, you discover that we is first person plural personal pronoun, alright, and it has a pronominal are. And we said that a pronominal is an adjectival pronoun, okay, which normally stands before a noun to modify it or to describe it. So whenever you add an s to a pronominal, you are going to arrive at a possessive pronoun. So when you add s to our, you have ours. So that is where this word is coming from. All right, let's look at its usage in expressions. The choice is ours at last. Okay, the choice is ours at last. Right, so like we explained, okay, on item 52, we said that these ours simply mean our choice, okay? Or our own, if you like. So the choice is our own at last. So that our own can what be replaced by this possessive pronoun to arrive at ours. Then for the second one, you can have things like ours is very much a comedy. In other words, our movie, okay, our movie. So the two words, our and movie, that's pronominal our and movie, a noun, okay, can be refuted, okay, by this single possessive word or pronoun, which is ours. Okay, so you have ours is very much a comedy. So this is how to use ours in what? In an expression. What about the next word? Okay, the second word is ours with an apostrophe. Under the definition, we simply say that this is an incorrect form of what? The word ours. Okay, in other words, this word is either a mixed spelling, okay, or a word that probably doesn't exist at all. So don't be tempted to introduce an apostrophe, okay, into the spelling of this word. So that is how to use these words in expressions. Let's now move forward, okay, and look at their appearance in past questions. WAEC 2009. Mr. Jato is a regular visitor of dash. A, our own. B, ours with an apostrophe. C, ours without an apostrophe. And then D, ours with an apostrophe after the word X. So in the course of our explanation, we said a word like this does not exist, and at the same time, a word like this does not exist in English. That's the word ours does not require any form of apostrophe, whether before the S or after the S. Then now, looking at option A and C, you remember that I said our own, okay, is actually a poor expression, and it can be replaced by a better expression and a smarter one at that, okay, and which is what? Ours. So the correct answer to this question therefore is ours. So that is that on how to use ours without an apostrophe and ours with an apostrophe, okay, in expressions. Let's now move forward to the next word on our list, which includes theirs/theirs. Our next set of words include theirs/theirs. Now, I want you to understand that these very words, okay, are perfect homophones, all right? They have different spellings, but their pronunciation is the same. Okay, by way of pronunciation, the first one is going to give you delta and air with S, and then the second one will give you the same transcription as delta with A and S. Okay, so this is the more reason you have to be very careful, okay, with the way you use them in expressions, because when you use one of them, it can be mistaken for what the other, all right? But when it comes to written form or under the examination condition, then you must understand what we are going to be explaining here right now. So, how do we use theirs, or what's the meaning of theirs in the first instance? Theirs is used without a noun to show possession, all right? So, if we look at our personal pronouns again, that's I, we, you, they, he, she, and it, then you will understand that they, all right, has a pronomina in the form of their. And we have defined pronomina in this video as the form of a pronoun that can stand before a noun to show possession. And when you eliminate that pronomina and the noun that are standing together, then you can have theirs. In other words, you can refute that pronomina and the noun with this single word theirs. So that's where this word is coming from. It is used to show possession of items that belongs to what? They. Alright, so you can say something like their own. Right, so the part of speech to which it belongs is possessive pronouns. Let's look at its usage in expressions. So we have something like, it wasn't our business, it was theirs. Perfect. So it was their own business. So you say it was theirs. Right. Then for the next word, we have something like theirs, and I've already told us that the production or the pronunciation, okay, is the same. Now, what's the meaning of theirs? Theirs means two things. You can use it to mean there is or there has, okay, depending on the context of the expression. All right. And as for the part of speech to which this word belongs, we can say it is what? A contraction. Fine. Now, how do we use it in expressions? For the first one, we're going to say something like, there's been some changes in our economy. And for the second expression, we have something like, there's something in the bag. You have to be very careful, okay, when you hear this kind of words and expressions, or when you see them in written form or under the examination condition. All right, so what you do is, if you see something like there's been some changes, you ask yourself, is there has been some changes? Something like that in English. So you're going to have something like there has been some changes. That is why this there's, okay, can be expanded as there has. What about there's something in the bag? So I'm going to say this one means there has something in the bag. There's nothing like that in English. So it can only be, okay, translated into the second form of the expression, which is there is something in the bag. So this there's something in the bag is going to mean there is. So this is how to use these words in expressions. Let's now look at their appearance, okay, in past questions. Like 2009, that house across the road is theirs. Isn't it? A, there. B, theirs without an apostrophe. C, theirs with an apostrophe before the S, and theirs with an apostrophe after the S. Going by our explanation in this video, the correct answer is option B, because we said this is the correct form of the possessive pronoun, okay, that can be used to refute the pronominal there plus a noun. And it doesn't go with apostrophe in any form, whether before the S or after the S. So the correct answer to this question is option B. That is how to use these words in expressions, okay? With that, we come to the end of the first part of this 6th episode of our video series. Please kindly join me in my next video where I shall be treating the second part of the 6th episode of our series. Thank you.